Kyle here from All Media Reviews, here to do another vinyl collection video. I'm not gonna start on A yet. I did the sort of isolated favorites yesterday. This will be some 10-inch singles and soundtracks and box sets per se. So anyway, may as well just get into it. I'll just do the box sets first, I have the Migration Annex from the Deer Hunter or the Color Spectrum. This is the first pressing of the Color Spectrum on 10-inch EPs, the colored vinyl and everything. I'm not going to show it all, but then the Migration Annex was the extra tracks that were not on Migrant, and has some of the best songs. Of course, I had Casey sign this too, from that period of time, including Old Demons. So. And then I have this, which I showed. It was just, I don't know how many months ago. I got it was it last year or earlier this year? The Jellyfish singles box set, these are 7-inch singles. I'll show my other 7-inch singles maybe at another time, maybe when I'm done with this. I don't know if I'm going to do that next, but it has the 3D glasses that I showed, and it's, is it 7? Yeah, it's 7 singles, and they're colored too. And again, I have a video I showed that previously, but... So, yeah, it's a neat deal. Of course, I love Jellyfish, and this was not something I ordered right away, but I'm glad I got. So, anyway, and then I have these two things from Queensryche, and I have a lot of Queensryche because I found someone sold their whole Queensryche collection, mostly from the Operation Mindcrime and Empire period when they were sort of at their peak commercially. But this is like a tour poster, and I'm not sure if there's any music. Yeah, there is like a 10-inch in here for Best I Can, which I Dream in Infrared and Prophecy live in Tokyo it includes. So I showed this again. I showed all my Queensryche stuff years ago. The stuff that I found at some collectible store in Egan. Yeah, this is a poster. It's not. I don't know if it's a tour poster, but. It's a poster, it came with it, so it's like a side, like a banner kind of thing. You guys in Queensryche, so. But yeah, this was part of it. Someone had a lot of Queensryche stuff they collected, and then obviously decided they didn't want to keep it, and they kept it in good shape and everything. And then, and I have this Queensryche thing, which is poster Donington laminate. I don't even know if this has any music on it at all, so, I mean... Oh yeah, it does. It does have again, the 10-inch Jet City Woman single with Empire Live and Walk in the Shadows. I know among Queensryche collectors, all the stuff that I got, most of it, if not all of it, really wasn't that rare. I mean, from your average kind of casual fan like myself who likes periods of the band, and this is a big poster I'm not going to open up. It's great to have it. It's, you know, beyond your typical just having the standard full lengths, even like singles, but this really wasn't, it wasn't like this super rare, you know, limited pressing stuff. A lot of these collectors go after a lot of this stuff. So anyway. So now on to the other 10-inch, just my 10-inch standard collection. Going alphabetically. So this first one I got is a band called the Alphabetical Order Orchestra. And Architect, Correction, Super Gods, and Waves. I think it's 4 songs. This band is some of the members of a band. They're from the UK. I don't know, like might be Scotland, although they're not with the EU anymore. I don't know. They were in a band. They were members of a band called My Latest Novel, who I like. I have some of their CDs. I may be showing them at some point. Albums of the Year stuff, maybe. But then they broke up, and some of the members formed this band, Alphabetical Order Orchestra. I don't know what's happened to them since, because this was came out probably almost 10 years ago. So, all right. So that's that. The next one, alphabetically, I don't have a lot early in the alphabet, but I do. I showed this yesterday, the Jeff Buckley. I just put this in there. Jeff Buckley, Last Goodbye, 10-inch single, or EP. Doves, Caught by the River, the band Doves. This came out, was it in 2002? So it was around the time of if it was a single off of the Sulphur Man, let's see here, Where We're Calling From remix. Yeah, but Caught by the River is the A side, of course. from Lost Souls or whatever, or was it one after that, which was, I can't remember if it was Last Broadcast, I can't remember. Anyway, Joe Jackson, I got this at a sort of like a record sale in a garage a few months back. I'm really glad. This is his full length album. I look sharp. You know, the album, I believe, that has She Really Going Out with him rather. Yeah. So I don't have a lot of Joe Jackson's records. I don't even have Stepping Out at this point, but this is a cool thing to have on 10-inch. And it's a double, too, as you can see, so because it's a full length. So it's a 10-inch record, and it came out in the early 80s. I mean, again, I don't want to be showing a lot of these. It takes so much time, but standard black. I think this is his debut album. It was early. I think it was like 1979 or 80. 79, yep. So, and I have the 10-inch single from Never Ending White Lights for The Grace, and then it has the demo of My Fate, which is great too. I've listened to it a few weeks ago and we loved it. Signed by Daniel Victor. This came out on the anniversary. I think it was 2015, the anniversary of Act 1 from Never Ending White Lights, and their biggest song, The Grace, from that, which features Dallas Green from City and Color, Alexis on Fire. But yeah, it's terrific. Love that song. So here's some more Queensryche. I have is it technically Sweet Sister Mary? Yeah, or it's Overseeing the Operation, its title, and it featuring Sweet Sister Mary from Operation Mindcrime, and it's got I Remember No Revolution Calling, Operation Mindcrime, the song Breaking the Sunset. So it's really just like an Operation Mindcrime sampler, knowing the track list and stuff. So, of course, my head's being cut off in this video. I may have to try raising this up a bit, just a little bit. Apologies for that. Alright, continuing on, I have the Record Store Day item from Rush. I believe this is from The Garden. Yep, I think it was Record Store Day. Picture disc, which of course picture discs don't sound all that great, so I don't foresee necessarily listening to this, but it's cool to have a picture disc from Rush, from this song too. The Garden's a great track. It's got a live version from the Clockwork Angels tour on it. Well, if I ever listen to it, I can find a download. So this is one of my favorites. Of course, I've talked about it a lot. The Last Thing Self did in 2014, Super Fake Nice EP. 6 of his best tracks, among a musician who's written dozens of great tracks, including Hey Hipster, Runaway, Splitting Atoms, really polished productions, power pop, experimental power pop, you want to call it. He's a sponge. He blends genres really well. And I have Snarky Puppy's Shark Tank. This was a Record Store Day item. Previously unreleased track from the Grammy Award. Yeah, Culture Vulture, from Culture Vulture. Put this in this big one. But anyway, it just has just this one track. I don't know if it includes anything else on this. I'm going to open it up, but quickly. Because I got a number of items still to go through. I think that's just it. And like the artwork is just, the labels just have artwork and stuff. You can see that's the B-side. So yeah, maybe it is just Shark Tank. I mean, this could be like a 10-minute jam. So but yeah, Snarky Puppy, the sort of jazz jam band, fusion, prog, you name it, band ensemble. Well, best known for being the live band, but anyway. So I have 2 Pete Townsend Quadrophenia demos on 10-inch EPs. So this has got The Real Me. I mean, is it in my head? It's got, demos from Quadrophenia. So that was part 1, and then here's part 2. I think they released them in successive Record Store Days, or one was like on Black Friday Record Store Day. So Dr. Jimmy, Love Rain Over Me. These are demos, of course. So have I listened to them? I am guilty and said I have not listened to them as much as I love Quadrophenia, but it may even be on Spotify. I don't know. Need to be in the mood to check out. It's listed under Pete Townsend's name. So then I have Typhoon, A New Kind of House EP, which I had this on CD as well, I think. But I first got into this is the thing that introduced me to the band. It's a great EP. Honest True, Summer Home, Claws Part 1. So it came out in 2011. And then I got two more. Yeah, Ultravox. I don't know if this technically is considered a 10-inch or whatever. Maybe it is 12 inches because it's bigger. It's an import, Passing Stranger. It's like a single. So I guess technically this might have made more sense to put with the Ultravox, but it's been in this section for a long time. But it's for Face to Face, or Passing Strangers, and Face to Face is the B-side. It's like a live version. Ultravox, I'm totally guilty of that. I love the Vienna record. I've listened to it thanks to Jake Rood and Steven Wilson's remix. But I need to pursue more of their music. But, you know, so I saw this and I picked this up. This came out 1980, so right around the same time of Vienna. That was part of my motivation for getting it. So then the last 10-inch, if that one was a 10-inch, is Epic record from the Velveteen, Elysium. This is a favorite of mine, of many. Fantastic record. Came out in 2004, I think it is. But anyway, you'll see it again for sure. It's prog rock of sorts, you know, Empire, you know, progressive art rock. They don't use any guitars in this. They're writing just basically with piano, but it's epic. It includes the song Chimera Obscurant. That's like 10 minutes. But never heard of Velveteen. This is a good place to start if you like progressive rock. Anyway, so now on to the soundtracks, and then I'll pretty much be finishing up for this video at least. I have Battlestar Galactica, the original Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if the revival series probably did some music soundtrack stuff too, but this came out, whatever it was, 1978. Cool artwork and everything like that. I always liked the theme from Battlestar Galactica, so the characters and stuff on the cover there. And I got this at Record Store Day. It was like 2015, I think. 2016. I don't remember what. Maybe 2016. My favorite movie of all time, in effect, or 1A and 1B, Ghost World. I know this is blue. I mean, I don't have to take to pull it out and show it. I guess I can quickly. We didn't get two of them, though. That was the interest. Yep, it is blue vinyl. But yeah, I mean, I don't, it's not my favorite movie for the music, although the sort of music fan culture is involved in it a little bit, but it's more just social commentary and Steve Buscemi's performance, and then the graphic novel too, and became a huge Daniel Klaus fan as a result of seeing this movie and getting into all his other work. But yeah, Ghost World, of course, gotta have it. Favorite movie. And then I have Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which this is, I believe, the narration. This is the radio series, so I'm not sure how much this has on it. It doesn't have the whole thing, but it's part one. I just have part one, so I mean, I don't know how many parts there were. There could have been like 5 parts. But, yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think it's still in the shrink wrap. Oh, maybe not. Well, it was like shrink wrap on the back here, but yeah, it came out 82. You know, on the BBC and everything like that. And I used to check these out from the library and got into Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Douglas Adams, of course. Then I have Bob and Doug McKenzie's Great White North album, which includes Take Off, which features Geddy Lee, of course. You know, $10 is $10. $10 is $10. But yeah, it's comedy, of course. You know, I've liked SCTV. Love Strange Brew. You know, Take Off, you hoser. A great movie. Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas. You know. So then I've got. I don't know where I got this. I want to say I got this with another record I bought through like the label. It's just a sample of some kind. It's got the Dodos and Vetiver, and then John Vanderslice covering Karma Police from Radiohead, which I don't even know that song well enough, but I don't mind John Vanderslice. But this is just a sample. It's Philia, Artists Rise Against Islamophobia. I don't know if this came out, but I'm not going to bother. I just want to keep going here. Sometime in the mid-2010s, probably. Maybe in 2017. I may have got it with that Small League Sing Ships album, kind of come to think of it, when I showed it on the last one, Golden Calf, so I don't remember for sure. Alright, then I have Rocky 3. This is my, I got this on cassette tape. It's probably the first cassette tape. This has Rocky 3 soundtrack, of course, which features Eye of the Tiger, and it has, what is it? The theme from Rocky. Is it the theme from Rocky? That's the other sort of banger, signature track on this. Maybe it's Take You Back or Gonna Fly Now. That's it. Those are the best two songs, but you know, I bought this as I was whatever it was, 7, 8 years old when it came out. 80 was it 83, 82 or 83? Maybe it 82. 80. It was 82. Yeah, it was. So yeah, I would have been 6, 7 years old when it came out, when I got it on cassette tape, and you know, Eye of the Tiger was everywhere, and that was, you know, the first thing I ever bought on cassette tape. So I figured I had to get the vinyl too. I don't think I have the Eye of the Tiger single from Survivor, which I should get. So anyway, a lot of sentimentality with that one. So then I have this one, which is admittedly mostly because the movie itself was one. I'm a big fan of the Hammer series horror, specifically the Dracula and the Vampire series. And there's one movie that was called Twins of Evil, which featured two, I think they were Playboy models. They were sisters. But it does have Peter Cushing. It does not have Christopher Lee. But yeah, let's see. Was this composed by Nick Drake? The Eurovision Song Contest and Nick Drake. I don't know, 1958. Anyway, you can see Peter Cushing on the back, but yeah, it's a cheesy movie, but the Hammer series are guilty pleasures, and you know, this was a sort of a favorite of mine, and then I figured, oh, what the hell? It's red vinyl. I haven't even opened it. It's still sealed. But yeah, I have it's called Twins of Evil. If you like the Hammer series, you know, the Dracula stuff, that's one that if you haven't seen, you should see. So then the final one is, you know, if Ghost World is 1A or 1B, this is 1A. This is the other A. Wizard of Oz soundtrack. And I'll admit that my favorite song to this day, I still can't go past that it is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's called Over the Rainbow, I believe. But this is an original soundtrack. But I'm going to see what kind of pressing. I don't know if it was a first pressing. I kind of remember when I got this, too. It was at the late Treehouse Records, who's had some sales. They were doing a sale, and I found this for $1. It's a gatefold, too. So, I don't know the value of this. This will be one that, when I look it up on Discogs, it would be interesting to see what it's selling for and everything. But, I mean, The Wizard of Oz is, you know, renowned, and, you know, assuming this is even a 33 1/3, I want to say this came out in the 50s. It's not like an original pressing. I'm looking for a year on here, though. It's MGM. And it doesn't give me one, I don't think. So I'm going to have to look it up. That will give me a better indication of... I just kind of the assumption this wasn't a first pressing, but it probably was a pressing that was done sometime in the 50s or 60s. Probably 50s. So it has some, from a sort of, you know, origin, old school value standpoint. I'm still gonna look, maybe, and I wonder if this is, they just took like the newspaper clipping when the thing came out in 39. The movie itself was a 1939 movie, of course. It was in color, which is, it wasn't the first movie in color, but one of the first movies. But no, I don't have the year on it. I gotta look up the serial number, then I'll get in sent. If it was a first pressing, it'd be that much more valuable. But I was in the play when I was a kid. I read many of the books. I haven't read all the books, but there were like 14 of them or whatever, and then there were more done by other authors, including Ruth Plumley Thompson. But The Wizard of Oz, as like Ghost World, has always been like a sentimental favorite of mine. Saw it a million times. It's hard for me not to tear up watching it, of course. I played Uncle Henry in the play. I was an understudy for the Tin Man when I was, whatever it was, in grade school in 6th grade. So, but yeah, that's it for my soundtracks. And so these are done. I think then I'll start getting into the beginning of the alphabet either later today or tomorrow, and we can get going on these. But yeah, I can definitely anticipate this being, you know, it's, I mean, one video a shelf will be an accomplishment, and these ones that have more like are like the size of 2 shelves. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it'll even be by letter. I'm just gonna take a stack of them, and then where I left off the next day, whether it be at the end of a letter or the next letter or whatever. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you next time.